Okay, if you look at the block dialog box, whenever you type B enter, you can see this dialog box is popping on your screen. It's a block definition, and here we are going to write the name of the block. It can be window, door, furniture, whatever, electrical, lightings, anything. And number 3 is convert to block. Okay, and number 4 is select objects. Okay, I don't know why number 5 is not appearing anyway. Number 6 is specify on screen. This will be off. But the pick point is important. Actually, this number 6 should be here on the pick point. That means where you need your block to be inserted. Okay. And if you want to write any description for the blocks, you can write the descriptions also. And number 8 is important. Allow exploding. It's important. What is the meaning of allow exploding?
You can edit the block once you can get
Yes.
the block edited.
When somebody is, this is coming to your answer also, when somebody is giving you a block and this block is not exactly what you need, so what you will do, you will explode the block and then you will make the changes to the block and then make it like a new block again. But if he off this option allow exploding, then you cannot explode the block. That is a problem actually. If you cannot explode the block, then you have to go inside the block and then change it or rename the block. This is another story. Okay, so it's always better to keep the allow exploding on for the people to use. And if I'm going to the block drawing, yeah, let us try to go a little bit in detail from the block. Like from the draw menu, choose block make or type block shortcut B in the command line. At the prompt of the block definition dialog box, enter a block name. Like this is the all the steps which we were discussing there. I mean, like in the image, if you can see the image again. Yeah. Okay. And 3 under objects, here, select convert to block. Disregard the other options, as selecting delete will erase the original objects used to create the block definition in drawing. So make sure the deleted option is not selected. Okay. The fourth one is choose select objects. Here you have to select the objects which you want to convert to the block. 5 is not here because it is here. Use your mouse to select the objects to be included in the block, then press enter. This is a common thing which you're doing in Autocad. Whenever you select all the objects, you will just right click to confirm that the object is selected. Okay, or the space bar. The 6 is the under base point, choose pick point, that is here, or specify on screen, and use your mouse device to specify the block insertion point. That we can do it now when we do a sample of the block. And in the description box, enter description. I mean, like if you want to enter any kind of a description for the manufacturer, for the site, then you can enter such kind of a description for the block here. Okay, under behavior, check allow exploding if you want to disassemble them later. That means you want to explode them later on. Click OK to close the block definition dialog box. Okay, fine. So I come back to the CAD, and this is, you see, these are all random objects which are single entities. So what I can do is I can B enter, I can type B enter. Let's say I gave a proper naming, dining table. I'm going to follow the steps. Select object. Okay, pick point. I need to pick a point. The pick point is important because later on this pick point will help you to locate the block. So let's say I'm going to pick the point here. Remember this point, and allow exploding is done. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. That's fine. Let's say like here, if you want to write something, we can say 12 seater dining table, something like this if you want it. But anyway, I'm going to remove it and then just say okay. Okay, so now it's a block. I selected it and I went to the properties. I can see here what is the name of the block. Dining table, rotation is 0, additive none. Block units, what are the units for the block? Millimeters. Now can you tell me what is the insert point for this block? Insert point, this blue tag. Um, but why we are getting this one here only? Yeah, because when you're making a block, we set pick point. We set it here. That's why the block is coming here. Now when I type I enter, insert. That is another one. I enter. I can get this block back, but you have to click to paste this block. But until you click, the cursor will be holding this block at the point where you set pick point. Okay, that's the important of the pick point. It's sometimes it is very important actually when you're trying to look at the doors and the windows. It can be very crucial. Okay, so there is a block. But she asked me one question. I'm going to the properties. What's the name of this block? Let's say it's a very big one. Herman Miller work chair and all these things. Okay, first of all, let us try to simplify this name of this block. What is the command to change the name of the block? No,
Text edit.
no,
Name edit.
no. Rename. Okay, so I went to the block and I'm going down, down, down.
This is because it's from Revit.
Yeah, I think in that case we need to know the exact name of this one. So I will go to the list. So it is 1139 arms with lumbar support V8 level 1. Let us see if we remember this one. 1139 here. Okay, so this is the original name and I want to change it. So let's say I will make it very simple. Dining chair. Okay, now the question is these two, why it's change. Dining chair. Okay, all these are by the different names. Okay, anyway, I don't want this one. I will just copy this here. Okay, I said this one, I said this one. Now these two are having the same name of the block. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I will just go here. I will say, let's say I don't need these edges, something for the material, so I will just go inside the block and I'm trying to do some modification. Let's say I deleted this one, I deleted this, I deleted this, and I deleted this one. Okay, then I do right click, close block editor, save the changes. The changes are edited here, right? The changes are done here also, but her question is she want to do the change in only one place, not the other place. Then how can we do this? Okay, to do this one, first of all we have to understand that if the block name is same, then there is no chance to do this one. If you have the same block name, then it will be applied in all the places automatically. The first thing is we have to change the block name for both of this. So what we will do is we will just try to keep it here or move anywhere. Let's say we move here. The first thing is that I will select it and I will explode it. I will come out of the block, the first step, and then I will make the block again. Let's say dining chair 01, select objects, pick point, let's say here. Okay, now you see it's a block. I'll just move back. Okay, now I'm going to inside the to go inside the block, and let's say I put some hatch here, big point. Yeah, unfortunately there is some problem with the hatch. Let's say I'm trying to choose some different hatch and change the angle 45. Okay, okay, I don't worry it's right or wrong, but just to show you, right click, close block editor and save the changes. So the changes are done here. Are the same changes applied down also? No. Why? Because both are different blocks. So sometimes what happens is, as in the case what you're doing, you will get a block from somebody, you want to use it, okay, at one place, but the other place you want to use the same block but with a minor changes. So what you will do is, you will not disturb the original block. First of all, take this block and keep it in open area, like let's say a blank space somewhere, explode it. But you should be very careful when you're exploding. Sometimes when you explode, the inside objects are annotation, text and all this will get disturbed. So you have to be careful when you explode to see that the block is done, it's looking the same, visibility, everything is same. Then make your changes and make the block again, and then you can apply in the places. And now I go back to the layers. Okay, the most, I mean, like here, this is to make a new layer, this is to delete the layer.
What does
And
freezing a layer mean?
yeah, I will come to this one. And this is to make the layer current selected. Okay, what is the meaning of current layer?
Whatever you draw will be drawn in that way.
Yes, so whatever we are drawing now, we have to say that this is a current. Like let's say we are doing the furniture, so we'll say furniture as a current. We are doing electrical, we'll do the electrical as a current layer. We are doing the architecture, we'll say architecture as a current layer, something like this. Okay, and whatever is a current layer will be shown by a green tick. Okay, and let's come to the easy terms first. You can set the layers, I mean, like we can change the layer color anytime by just coming here and changing the color. It will be applicable all the places in the drawing. I can give you an example of this one, you need to understand it. Okay, now what is this layer? Wall, right? What is this layer?
Wall.
Okay, I'm going to the layers and I go for the wall, a dash wall, and I'm going to choose the color. Let's say I'm going to make everything as a blue. I said okay. What is this layer? Wall.
Wall.
What is this layer?
It's not
Wall.
wall.
It's a wall because I select this two, it is showing the wall. If I select this one, it's showing the wall.
Okay.
But what is the problem that it is not changing to blue? You have to go to the properties. There is, I was telling you in the beginning, like color. What is the color? By layer.
By layer.
What is this color?
Yellow.
No, that is wrong. I click here and say by layer. So if it is by layer, then it will be changing automatically. If it is not by layer, then you cannot change it from the layer. You have to do it manually. Okay. And line type is, you want it continuous, you want a dash line. We can just see a simple example of that. We can go back to the wall layer again and go for the wall here. I click here, you see I can see different kind of a line type. Let's say hidden, and I say okay, close. You can see it's change. Okay, and the line weight can be the thickness of the wall. Like let's say here I go back to the CAD, I'm going to the layer and again the wall here. You see, let's say 0.4 and say OK and close it. You can see the line. Okay, let's do something. We'll go for the printing. Okay, I guess it is already selected. I'll just see the preview. Can you see the wall line is thick, right? Because of the factor which we give there. But if you look in the drawing, it is looking thick. It's a simple line. Okay, now I'm going to experiment it more. I will go here, I will set this one, and I will, let's say, 140, 1.4. Close. I can't see anything here. No. I'll go for the printing. I will see the preview. It's more here. Here to see I don't apply, but you can see here it's more thicker. Okay. Yeah, you see, because here the line weight is by layer. I guess here the line weight is not by layer. Okay, now it is a very tricky question. How I can convert all these lines to everything by layer directly? Very good. You will select one line, say select similar. It's very important command, line weight, and let's say select similar. So now it's very perfect. By layer wall, by layer, by layer, by layer. Now let us see the preview. You see. So sometimes you want to show your line dark, but in the drawing you want to keep it very simple. So then you can play with the settings here. There is a line weight, and you face this problem before printing. If you come to the drawing and layer and the wall, and you set non-printable and close it, and if you see the preview, can you see the wall? So whenever you mark anything here non-printable, it will not show in the printing. So there may be sometimes you want to show the objects in the drawing, but you don't want to show in the printing. Okay. Okay, now coming to the questions, turn and off or the layers, freezes or defreezes the layers, locks or unlock the layers. The first thing is the locks or unlocks. Like if I come to my drawing again, and let's say here there is a lock symbol. I am going to lock the walls. As soon as I lock any object, mainly the objects will be like uh, half visible. Half is going to be very light, and you know, when you select it, you cannot erase them, you cannot move them, you cannot copy them, you cannot duplicate anything. Okay, this is the first thing. And then there is an option here, unlock. So select unlock and then come back. This can be done from here also. Lock, unlock, lock, unlock. Okay, now coming to this options, on, off. Basically when you look at the on and off commands or freeze command, you can find that the application is the same. I mean, like, you can see that on and off is doing the same thing, freeze defreeze is doing the same thing. Then why we need the two options for this one? Let's say wall, if I off the wall, in the background you can see the wall is gone, right? If I freeze the wall is gone. So function is the same. The function is of course the same, but you know, here what happens, when you're working on a complicated objects, you need to off the things sometimes for a longer time. Sometimes you want to keep it off for permanently. For example, if an architect is working on an electrical drawing, he don't want to see too much of electrical objects in his drawing, but he cannot delete it also, because he need it as a background later on, maybe after some time, or when he give back the drawing to the electrical people. So if you want to, the thing is that if you want to draw off something permanently or for a longer time, then we will be using the freeze. Okay, and then you can use on and off in your daily activities, on off, on off, on off. If you want to keep it something on off for a longer time, go for the freeze one. Okay, close it. Okay, so that is about the layers. I think it's 95% almost covered. I think here some more options. The same thing you can find here also. Set current. Okay. Isolate or I think freeze turn and off is okay. Done. Lock unlock is okay. But something is missing. Isolate and unisolate. Okay. Now when I look at this drawing, I want to see only the walls. I don't want to see anything else. What I can do? Yeah. I want to see only the walls. I don't want to see the remaining things. So the general thing a beginner can do is you can go to the layer and you can select the wall, make it current, okay, and select everything except the wall and on, off or freeze it, right? So we can see only the walls, but there is another way for this one. There is something called as the isolate. So here, click on the isolate and select the drawing and right click, enter. So if you go to the layer, you see everything will be off automatically. Isolate command can be actually here. If you go down, it is unanswered again. Click this, it will come back to the previous. Isolate command will be very useful, and you have to actually learn the isolate command because it is time to time in your daily activities. It is very useful command actually because no, you cannot go to the layer every time and select and on and off. You need to be very quickly. So just so isolate and select the latest one, right click, and that's it. And then after doing everything, unisolate it. Okay, isolate and isolate. On off, it's easy. You just need to practice a little bit. On off, isolate and isolate, freeze, defreeze, lock unlock, make current, match layer. Okay, and if you open the drawings, uh, we did a big exercise this one, you remember, like we try to put all this in the proper layering, and the result you have some colorful drawing. Okay, I will not discuss about it now here. Right, and very quickly, because you remember the dimensions, yeah, but quickly, this, sure, these images are very important. And to go, yeah, sure.